And we are live. Welcome back, everyone, for another week of Light of Thylea Plays Odyssey of the Dragonlords. I am DM David, the lead for the Polyhedra team, and these are the wonderful people from Light of Thylea. Now, before we dive in, you will notice Daphne is not here. Clancy is traveling for her much delayed but very much needed honeymoon. So, wish her all the best. I don't know, I don't know why I said the best. I don't know. Hope she has fun on this. I think she's going to tune in at some point later tonight. So definitely she's not missing us now that I've made this announcement. But
we're going to make sure she watches you embarrass yourself there, though.
Exactly. That
why,
doesn't take much effort.
That's why we intentionally petrified her character last week so that she could be not here this week.
Didn't even do that.
It was all on purpose. It was all.
Oh yeah, no, I mean you're right. Yeah, I totally that on purpose. Yeah, 100%.
She rolled that natty one because she needed to. That's all.
Yeah, she was like, I'm out of here.
But super excited to have everyone back. Happy belated Juneteenth yesterday. If you guys want more information on that, please Google it. It's a very important date in U.S. history. But just from this German with their own baggage to all of you, happy Juneteenth. It's worth celebrating and learning about, because when I first came to this country, and for years and years and years after, I had no idea what Juneteenth was. Then I randomly heard about it one day, and then once I finally educated myself on it, I was like, oh shit, this is more real than I expected.
mean, don't feel bad. I grew up here my whole life. I never heard about it until last year because it was the first time I ever had it as a company holiday. Yep. And I went, what the heck is this? And went looking at it, I was like, how did I not know about this? So.
Right, it's crazy too, because like, was it 1863 or 1864 or something like that when 65 when they passed the law, and then the 13th Amendment.
That was like 62 or 63.
Yeah,
and then 65 is when the whole Juneteenth thing happened. Yeah,
I don't know. I failed history.
It took it just took so insanely long.
Okay,
but yeah, on more fun news. I mean, I don't know. Let's not call history fun, but history was hard, and it was a hard-earned freedom. It shouldn't have been.
History is important.
I have no segue for this, so I'm just going to go straight into it. On the upside, we do have a sponsor for tonight, and really just sponsoring in order to help out the program that they're helping out with. And I'll pass it on to Jason.
good evening. All right, so the Sorcerer's Candle Maker is what? I'm actually prepared.
Don't say oh no. That's the surefire way to mess someone up, you meanie.
So the Sorcerer's Candle Maker is doing something really cool. First of all, they are a company that makes organic, like plant-based, pet-friendly candles that are sort of D&D themed, and they're doing something
well,
all
you
year
got
round.
all the cottage vibe. You got what are some of the names of the candles?
Oh, well, so we have like the Barbarian, we have the Tavern, Bard, pretty much all the classes.
What's in the Barbarian? Don't make dirty jokes. What's in the what is the Barbarian made out of?
Blood.
It's got it has the blood of youngsters.
Nice.
Yeah, that's actually horrible. Oh
my God.
No, wait,
you know how you just said,
right,
oh
don't
no,
support.
don't say oh no. Don't say dirty things for the same reason. Just so you know.
No. So the Barbarian, it is colored scarlet to kind of mimic blood, and it looks really, really cool whenever it melts. But it's got like orange scents in it. The Tavern is like it's like a vanilla rum. Then you have Cleric, which is manuka honey and like cinnamon, just some really, really good smells. But more important than the smells, the Sorcerer's Candle Maker all year round is doing sort of a donation thing with the Transgender Education Network of Texas, and Texas is where they are based out of. So 15% of all the profits will be primarily donated to the Transgender Education Network of Texas, or TENT for short. TENT is a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to furthering gender diverse equality in Texas. They do that through means of educating people on public forums, private forums. They strive to halt discrimination through social, legislative, and corporate education, which is a belief that the Sorcerer's Candlemaker also shares. So,
and the Sorcerer's Candlemaker happens to be also queer owned, isn't that right?
Yes, exactly. It is LGBTQ plus owned.
Whoa.
So super
It's a
super
shock.
crazy. Especially in Texas, lots of LGBTQ rights are sort of under fire at the moment. So it's just a really really good company to support. If you feel like you wanna buy something from there, you definitely don't have to. If you just want to skip the buying process and go right to the donation, you can go to transtexas.org to do that, and I will
Jason, I am
post a link
lazy.
in
I
the
am
chat.
so lazy. Can you throw
I'm
me
gonna
a
post a
link
link in the
into
chat. Can
Yes,
you
thank you. But that's
during Pride Month, David? You're
TENT,
over talking me.
right?
What?
TENT.
During
Yeah,
Pride
it's
Month?
Yeah, no, we're
during
getting so many
Pride Month.
requests for the candles too. I mean, the donations are
Yes.
also great. But what about the candles?
Yes.
How do we get these candles, Jason? How do we
How
get
do we
our
get these
sweaty,
candles?
musky barbarian into our bedroom?
Well, you
First, you
can
have to
do
get.
that by there's
Tyler,
certain
different
apps on the
no.
App Store that you can try to find a barbarian for yourself. However, if you'd like to purchase some candles, you can go right to the Sorcerer's Candlemaker Etsy page, which I will also post in the link as well. I got
Really
you,
lazy
ice
people, I
cold
got
milk.
you. I'm the same
I
kind.
got you. Yes, and Aspid 128. Yep, I got you as well.
Aspid, now
But you will want a
exist
candle that smells
in
like
this
a
video
barbarian.
forever.
You do, forever and ever. I'm gonna post the links in the chat. Stay tuned in the
All
next 10 seconds.
Alrighty. As we're buying some extra time for Jason to actually copy and paste these links, he totally had ready before this little announcement. Was absolutely ready to go. I just wanted to do another appreciation to all of y'all who are part of the Polyhedra community. If you are looking for a game just like this one, head on over to polyhedra.io. polyhedra.io, and Tyler is going to post a link for that because Tyler is pretty fantastic too. Thank you, Tyler.
What am I doing?
He totally knew this was going to happen. And before we lose Alex in the cringe that he is currently drowning in, let's get into this week's session of Light of Thylea.
Not a raid, we're floundering.
Oh no!
Yay! Welcome, Raiders. Welcome to our announcement section. No. Previously,
Buy some gay candles.
on Light of Thylea, we had watched the group grow up, grow older. Over 3 years, they had dealt with the consequences of the first chapters of the Odyssey of the Dragonlords and made the story their own. We found ourselves at a wedding, and that wedding was interrupted as the queen of the city of Astoria had been kidnapped by what now turns out to be the Cult of the Hand. Now, the Cult of the Hand seems to be attached to a god that hasn't been talked much in this world. A god that certainly was part of its creation myth, but then simply disappeared thereafter. A god by the name of Kentimane, or the god of 1,000 hands. This cult seems to be attached to that, but the group and you viewers don't know exactly what's going on. Now, this fight turned ugly. As it turns out, the cult was able to turn the queen, Nora, into a Medusa monstrosity. The ability to, of course, turn others into stone has now turned into a stony fall for Daphne, our paladin, who fell from, I think it was about 40 feet high, directly into the beachy silt below, thankfully dodging the rocks and not simply shattering on impact. The city is protected by a magical shield, and this lore dump is important because the magical shield was erected to protect against another, the currently sole god of Thylea, Sidon, which had been put into power by the heroes kind of because they wanted to have a good peace, and there was a good peace. Lots of people didn't die because of this peace. And this was, of course, spearheaded by the high priestess of Sidon, his granddaughter, Estrella. We're picking it back up as Estrella, it is you at the end of round 5. The magical shields that Rhodas had erected prevents you from being able to reach out to Sidon, cut off from all clerical powers. You watched as Daphne fell into the silt. You further watched as Argenti was paralyzed and plummeted from the sky as well. You're able to save him. You saw young Scylla appear. Also, young Scylla sounds like a rapper name. She needs her own SoundCloud. I'm just saying.
Hell yeah.
But as all of this has gone on, Estrella, it is the start of your turn. as you feel the sand and rocks underneath your sandals. The beautiful dress that you had worn to this occasion is drenched and torn. And you watch as this Medusa creature is still not defeated, still fighting against the heroes. You watch as half a dozen of the formerly centurions, now turned into stone statues, are throwing objects like discuses towards Lyra, pelting her.
That's fine.
It is your turn. What would you like?
So I am in the water now.
So
Just
you are... Let's get the stream to see this too. You are currently on like this little islet. It's not even quite an island. It's like this little outcropping, this little rock that juts out, right? And I just moved it over. Anyway, as you stand there, yeah, you are on solid ground. You're not in water, but you can feel, of course, the wetness of the water elementals that had tried to like drag you into the water itself. So the water's all around.
But there is just like a little piece of earth that I'm on, like a little tiny. I'm not floating. Okay.
Correct.
As Estrella looks at the horrific scene around her and has felt completely helpless this entire time, she's gonna take out like her little tiny dagger and cut her palm and let it bleed, and then she's going to kneel and press her palm into the earth below her, whatever it might be, dirt, whatever it is, the earth.
Okay.
And she will say, don't know why I always forget Estrella's accent now.
Hey everyone, how you doing here? What a bummer.
She will say,
That's it.
blood of my blood, Thylea. Even after your ultimate sacrifice, I must ask more of you still. The lands and people sit upon the brink of ruin. The only hope for salvation, the light of Thylea. We need you. Return from your slumber. Help us, please. And her blood will seep into the earth. And I cast Divine Intervention.
Oh shit! All right. Okay, use the ability, and if it doesn't auto roll me that 100.
Oh.
What did you roll for the chat?
73.
So close.
The other way around. As you cut your hand and say those words, and the first drops are starting to kind of like drip down towards the sand. You fall to your knees, you put your hand almost just down, starting to feel it, starting to feel the earth. You can feel strength radiating from down there, from deep within the earth itself. And there is a moment where the echoes of combat seem to just kind of fade away. As you feel that happening, suddenly you find yourself feeling, at first, just the waters running over your cracked, dry earthen skin. You feel all of the hungry roots tilling in the soil, dragging out life-giving energies, absorbing the sun above, giving life to all around. You can feel the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of creatures and critters, beasts and monsters alike, running across your skin like so many tiny. You can feel some of these creatures congregated, gathering together in spots across your skin, tilling it, toiling within the soil and the stone itself in order to erect these big, great walls that feel like tiny little scabs to you. You feel the water, the earth, the sun and the weather. You can feel the entire ocean churning about you, and then you can feel the outside, the sphere, the restraint that has been built about you. But to you, it never felt like that. A restraint, a manacle, something to keep you back, but rather something that you know love created, something that you died for. And now you think about your own death, and there's a moment where you seem to kind of trip over the thought of how can you think about your own death when you're... And as you consider that, as you think about it, Argenti, you're standing, you're kind of like still paralyzed next to Estrella.
Clutch.
As suddenly the very top, because the way that you can picture it is essentially like a bunch of ravines and like cuts, and like there's a little bit of an outcropping that grows up, and we just see the very tip of it, kind of like an iceberg that you guys are standing on. Suddenly the entire thing begins to shake, and it's like, and your eyes are kind of looking at Estrella as Estrella is just kind of focused on the ground. You can suddenly see as the sand, the sills, the rock, the stone starts to shake. Even Brissa, as you're like, shit! I'm currently completely coiled up in the lower half of the Medusa next to you. You kind of look over, and you can see that the earth seems to start to float. Gravity defying right next to Estrella. As she looks down, she opens her eyes, and suddenly there's just beams of blue light that cascade downward. You can see her look up again, and there seems to be suddenly ripples of water that shoot out from this little islet around her. And then you see lightning forming. As you consider and look at Estrella, you suddenly see what appears to be a beam of light cascading down. It is at night, and as you look up, you can see that it is a formation in the stars that shines down upon you, Estrella, with its silvery white light, cascading this one spot that you are currently in. As suddenly the energy seems to just coalesce around you, and you can feel the river. You can feel the rock, the air, and deep within its soil, the lava, well, magma at that point, churning. You can feel the land as if it is your own body radiating out from you. As you breathe in, mountains feel the air wash by. As you breathe out, you can feel volcanoes rumbling a million miles away. And you touch something. As you stand upon the earth, the crust that is, of course, the skin of your great-grandmother, Thylea itself. Something snaps inside of you. Something unwinds, uncoils. It's that moment when you've had to deal with traumatic emotional stress, and you've just pent it up and coiled it up and put it on top of each other again and again and again, compressing until something gives. And suddenly it all just unravels. And you can just feel tears starting to flow down your cheeks as your frustration of the last 3.5 years are just washing over you. Really, your entire life, having been cooped up in a temple of your mother having plans for you that she had dictated upon you for years now, Sidon stepping in and really only considering you because of the political machinations that he finds important, instead of seeing what you want to do. A free Thylea. Not just in the sense of its people, but in the sense of freedom for the land. And suddenly there is a small shockwave made out of pure air. It doesn't harm you or Argenti or anyone else, but it just shoots out like a cylinder around Estrella. And everyone is kind of just cascaded in a little bit of air and a little bit of that river water as it goes across you. You, Estrella, now notice that you were levitating as you gently land upon your feet in the sand again. You get the sense that you touched Thylea. Not just the earth and water, the land that she is, but the nature of her. You are standing upon a goddess. She is the very soil, the very world you live on. And as you made that connection, you remembered having that instinctual original connection to her, when you had been embracing your nature-given powers, when you had dealt with the innate powers of being the nymph that you are. You understand what it means to be a priestess, to worship, and from that worship draw divine power, really acting as a funnel of sorts, a medium through which this divine celestial energy can flow. And in this moment, Estrella, you feel it. But it does not come from above as before, but from below, from the earth in the churning heat. It is quiet, it is calm, it is slow. And as you so desperately reached out and wanted something to happen now, you, instead of an avalanche, lava overflow, you receive peace, calm. And it feels like having worked for a long time, standing on your feet for hours on end, coming home and finally dipping your toes and then your feet, the arches and then the balls, into nice cold water, and the aching pain slowly starts to seep into this cold water around. And it's like that, but for your soul. And as you suddenly feel a tether around you break, you realize that you've been tethered your entire life, shackled, expectation of what it meant to be you, who you were supposed to become. The energy is brimming off of Estrella. You see lightning kind of arcing out of her eyes, still pools of blue. As you focus in yourself, Estrella, you realize that you have full access to your clerical powers again. The ray brimming within you. Your potential having to make the difference. Not the gods, not someone else interfering, but you relying on you. What is going through your head as all of this is starting to churn through you?
That was beautiful, by the way. I look down at my hands and see the lightning kind of crackling within them. I notice the ray of light, and I feel waves of calm washing over me. And as I realize that this being that I spoke to my whole childhood, that I thought was something beyond the stars, it was always Thylea. And yeah, I think she sort of opens her eyes, and instead of looking at the situation before her with panic, I think she starts assessing what she can do now that she's got her power back to try and come up with a plan. So she's now looking at this like a battle, and she's forming a strategy.
All right, as we go back into combat.
I just want to say that is the most awesome failed divine intervention roll I have ever encountered.
Right? I was just thinking, if she had got the divine intervention,
I have
fight would
failed
just be
quite a
over.
few, and it's usually just wah wah, and you move on. So that was very impressive.
If you had gotten it, we'd probably all be gods now. That's what would have happened. We'd all just
I had some
turn into
plans for
gods.
what if it had actually gone off, so I'm excited for that. All right, you still have your bonus action, Estrella, and you are a powerful cleric. What would you like to do?
Oh, bonus action? Man. Yeah, see, we clerics, we pack our spells in the morning, and I was going to a wedding. So I didn't really pack a lot of stuff like that. I don't think I have anything as a bonus action.
You have
Honestly, valid.
Mass Healing Word. I'm just gonna call it out real quick.
Oh, okay. Wait, what? Healing word? Do I?
Mass.
I packed healing word?
Mass.
Yep. Mass.
It's
Mass Healing
massively.
Oh, mass healing word. Okay,
Let me say it in a
Challenge
stage
me.
whisper since everyone else is actually whispering.
Okay, yeah. I'll
this,
cast.
this is picking up this. I'm pretty sure it picks it up pretty well, but.
Oh, do I have movement?
Yes, you have your entire turn minus your action left.
Okay. Let me see here. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't need it.
Daphne is currently considered an object.
Yeah, Daphne is
Ooh.
petrified, so
Okay, my movement's 30.
I'm gonna
so if I
regret
come
those
here-
words later. That's just never gonna let me
no.
live that down.
Hold on. Sorry, from here to no. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just cast Mass Healing Word then. Great suggestion, thank you. And I will cast it at fourth level. Worst spell in the game. This is why I don't pack Healing Word. We all receive 7 points of healing except for Lyra for my 4th level spell. It's cool.
I
and
don't
Yanni
think I'm in
also
range.
does it.
Yeah, I'm way out of range.
Oh, sorry. I don't even see you.
I also have taken
He's
like next to no
way
damage.
up
So,
here.
so
Oh, I
it's
see
all
you
good.
now.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's
I'm
good.
fine.
I'm good.
Do
Yeah,
not
I'm good.
worry about Yanni for now.
Like I said, I am still very much in GTFO distance of everybody, so that's a good thing right now.
Yeah, it's gonna come in handy for sure. Alrighty,
Yeah.
Estrella, do you want to stay there with Argenti, or would you like to start moving somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
Alrighty. With that brings
Just
us
remember
to.
me.
Hmm?
Sing songs about me. Tell
Yeah.
stories about me.
As the priestess had, last week, for those of you that are just tuning in, she had been grabbed by a magical hand by Yanni's, and as she looks out, Lyra seems to be pretty well taken care of. So, Yanni boy, I think this is coming for you. What is she going to throw your way? I mean, there are a couple that are really enjoyable.
Ogie.
Oh shoot, I forgot that she can do that too. All right.
Yeah.
As she had already burned some of the some of the slain corpses of the other cultists around her, you suddenly see her kind of just kneel down and kind of reach in, and as she does, suddenly the ground seems to also kind of shift and open. As the bodies seem to start to just descend down like an incredibly fast-forwarded quicksand. You know, the kind of quicksand that we as kids were actually worried about, but doesn't actually exist quite like that in the real world. God damn it, Hollywood. Anyway, so as these bodies are starting to just kind of descend down into the sand itself, one by one, the beach seems to kind of shudder and shake. As with that, Yanni, behind you, suddenly, the ground also starts to open up, shift to the side, and suddenly, shadow seems to pool out of it. And you watch massive black fingers formed out of what seems to be shadowy flesh pierce out of the sand itself. You can see the sand seems to fall off of it, has no contact, no physical touch, but you can feel, even standing so close, that there is a cold, necrotic energy emanating off of these things. And let me show the stream what this looks like as well. And as these things pierce up, you can see that it easily reaches 10 feet into the air as the sand kind of falls off of it, and it seems to just kind of hover there at the ready to strike. Then...
Well, that's not terrifying.
Nah, it's good. Don't worry about it. Then, as a bonus action... Did you do anything as a bonus action? how far out can she cast this? She's going to move to the side a little bit. Actually, she's she's going to cast another one of these little hands, but this one she's going to cast straight up in the air next to you, Estrella. So you had seen that shadowy hands were actually detached. There's absolutely no lower half past the hand, and one of those kind of appears right next to you, Lyra.
A diddle hand.
All right, and that is going to be a... That's going to be a miss. As the thing strikes towards you, you just take your wing and deflect it to the side. All right, that is going to almost bring her turn to an end after she goes and hides between these two pillars. Daphne continues to be very much petrified. Argenti, as a reminder,
just go away after a turn.
Yeah, it's kind of a permanent stoning situation. Argenti, you are still paralyzed.
Yep.
As you have the shadows kind of like keeping you still as well, what's going through your mind as you just saw Estrella's form change?
I think he was really in awe, but he also, there's a little bit of satisfaction as well because he knew that Estrella always had it within her to do something like that. He's just feeling really good about it. He's just like, yes, you are the one, the chosen.
Alrighty, at the end of that, as you're just like, yes, go ahead and make me that wisdom saving throw.
Cool. I can make it with advantage, right? Because I could use my inspiration.
Yeah, you can do it after the fact. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Okay. Saving throw. And I'm sorry, it was a Constitution saving throw.
Wisdom.
Sorry. Wisdom. Okay, my brain.
I know it's quite the swing there. All right, would you like to roll that again?
Yes, I would. Okay, and then he's getting a little more. He's a little more inspired by Estrella, and he's smiling to himself, even though he's paralyzed. But it's not enough still.
Oh. All right, you get another.
So he just nods in his mind.
DM inspiration at the end of that turn of being yet again locked out of combat. Oh boy. All right, that brings us to the Marble Boys. The Marble Boys are going to keep pelting Estrella with discuses.
Not Estrella.
Sorry, Lyra. Wow, I rolled 2 natural ones in a row. Yay. That brings us to you, Lyra.
Yay! I didn't die.
Yeah.
Right, yet. I guess, you know, I mean, they're all right below me, so I guess I'm just gonna do another synaptic static.
Alrighty.
I think I can still get priestess in it. Oh yeah.
Friendly reminder, they were immune.
Yeah, they were.
The synaptic static?
They were.
The inanimate things that don't have brains were immune to psychic damage yet.
Oh, I remember them being immune to the hellish rebuke, but not the synaptic static.
Yep. Alright, she takes half damage after she chooses
Well,
to succeed.
If I knew that already, can I choose something else? I thought they took damage from it last time, that's why I did it again.
No, they took damage from something else. Yanni.
It was
Oh,
Yanni's gravity ball.
Oh, the
or
gravity
whatever. Yeah,
thing.
it was the gravity hole. Instinctually, you pull down as you try to boost it out. It again washes over them. Does catch the priestess on the side, and she doesn't have one left. So instead of being able to succeed on this concentration check, she fails. And Argenti is no longer paralyzed. She did technically succeed on the save against synaptic static, though, so none of that stuff comes into play.
Whoa.
Alrighty, do you want to move or do
Yay.
you want to stay where you're at?
Well, that was useless. useless.
And Bristol, you're on the wings. Oh shit, actually.
Sure, I'll try and fly away.
Alright, where are you going?
Towards Estrella because I'm gonna get knocked out.
Alrighty. The floating hand doesn't get an attack of opportunity, so as you fly on through, you're flying towards Estrella. As you see Estrella also go through this small transformation there, what's going through your head, Lyra? Aside from the fact, you know, discuses are being thrown at your face.
Probably a mixture of, oh cool, everyone can actually fly now, that's great.
And nothing. All right.
Yeah, I mean, she's not really focused on that.
All right, sounds good. Brissa, it is your turn.
All right. Brissa is keeping her eyes closed, so she has no idea that Estrella has transformed. She just
That's
is,
fair.
you know, she
Actually-
did feel a little bit better, so that was a little weird. You know?
Actually, hold up. You moving
No.
there might have some interesting consequences. Nope, it doesn't. You're good. You're good. Sorry, Brissa. Go ahead.
All right, Brissa will. That C's not working. All right, Brissa will attack with the Fortune's Doom. I'm guessing it's at disadvantage.
Oh,
Yes, C.
Let me
Just
toggle you. I mean, you're already restrained, so I'll just leave it at that. A 14 sadly is a miss. As you kind of like try to swing outward, she just uses the lower snake half and just kind of pushes you away at the same time, kind of keeping it just barely an inch away from herself.
All right, we'll swing again. And 14 again, yeah.
Another
Sad.
14, another miss.
All right. Okay, that will be it then.
Nothing is a bonus action?
Oh, but you know what? I will shield of faith myself. We will, we will do it for it. See if we can survive a little bit longer. And that will be it.
All right, awesome. As you start to glow with the protection of the Shield of Faith, let me make sure that it's also applied to you. Did you have someone else? Oh, yeah. So you applied it. As much as I appreciate it because you had her targeted still, you applied it to Enora. Appreciate that. Don't think she deserves it.
She does not deserve it, yeah. She deserves
That also
to be-
happens with Great Weapon Master and Sharpshooter, just so
Yeah,
you
it
know.
does.
it's-
I did that all the time with my
I mean, I guess that's a.
gunner in Spelljammer. I would just be like, yeah, I'm turning on Sharpshooter, and then the bad guy that I already have targeted pops up with Sharpshooter, and I'm like, that's not what I want.
It's a me.
But I
the
mean, I guess
sharpshooter.
that's good because they get -5 on their attack, right?
Yeah, there's a but if they hit so hard.
Hidden benefit.
Right. And here we go. That is going to bring us to the Marble Boys. The Marble Boys are going to keep doing their thing. My windows are deciding to get a little crazy. There you go. That's a little bit better. All right. They are going to... Let's see what's the distance now. Yeah, they're going to keep throwing stuff at Lyra. Now at disadvantage at least. Or actually, yeah, just barely. Let's do this. Alright, first one is going to be a miss. Second one is also going to be a miss, which brings us to the hand of Kentimane. As the thing seems to kind of just twist, suddenly it seems to kind of turn downwards towards you, Yanni, and it attempts to grasp you.
It fails.
Let's see.
I'm just calling it now. My mighty strength of 5 is going to overpower it.
I believe
All
in
right,
you.
go ahead and make me a acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
Let's see. +4, -3. I'm going to go with acrobatics.
Sounds good.
Did
Sadly,
not do super great, though, with that 10.
that did not do the trick, as the thing incredibly quickly comes down, starts to grasp you already, and that is going to be the end for the hand.
Son of the bitch! Is that grappled or restrained?
Grappled.
Okay.
And that brings us to Nora. Now Nora, oh boy. There's a bigger threat for now. She's looking at Daphne. Daphne's looking like a very crushable treat right now. Not gonna lie. But first things first.
Kill the dragon. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, it's always gotta be the dragons. Where did Brissa? I mean, Brissa is still very killable. Oh, you should have also taken some damage from the constrict. Apologies. Brissa, you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. Just so you know. That was before you were concentrating, so concentration is still good. You know what it's going to do? It's going to take Brissa and kind of wind her back and just try to smack against Thylea that way. So for a little bit of flavor.
But he's attacking me then?
So it's attacking, oh my god, it's attacking young Thylea with you as the, like, essentially try to bludgeon you against. Wielding you. I'm going to take away the proficiency bonus.
Is the bludgeon. Brissa the bludgeon.
Brissa the bludgeoning. So this is a critical hit. But it's an improvised weapon, so it's going to be a little bit less at least. Wow, I say that. That is still going to be 20 points of damage. Oh, no, what am I talking about, Brit? Thylea is like way up in the air.
Oh no.
Yeah, I took too much off. No worries. We got her back.
Yeah. I was like,
that changes everything. Yeah, then she's just going to do the thing. All right. Instead, the original thing that I was going to do is the claw damage against you, Brissa. Don't even have to roll with advantage. That was a nat 20 anyway. And you take 30 points of damage from that.
Right.
Go ahead and roll me a con saving throw.
I will also reaction attack her with the feature of Forge's Tomb, but I can only use it once per long rest.
Awesome.
But it is with advantage, so a straight roll. So
Perfect. Yeah. Hold Alt as you make the attack and make sure you target the lady.
Lady. Sorry, sometimes my impulses get through.
Sometimes. I mean, for me, that's all the time.
Yeah, but mine are bad impressions of Jerry Lewis.
26 will certainly hit. Anything fancy with that?
Yes.
Oh, also don't forget that you... Oh, just kidding. It has to be attuned. Alrighty, as you pump some extra divine power into that is going to be 36 points of damage.
And she should take another... Where is it? Oh my god. I don't know where it is. From my divine... is it baked in? No, it's not baked in. My 2d8 from being a paladin.
2d8.
Or
2d8?
1d8.
What are you talking
Is it
about?
1d8?
At level 11, paladins
Yeah,
get that automatic D8.
Yeah, but...
1d8, there we go. It's
Nice! Max roll.
Great.
Wonderful news. Alrighty, as you strike down hard, as she kind of cuts into you, you take that opening. As she strikes across, as there's an opening right underneath her armpit, you just take Forge's Doom and just splice it directly right into the armpit as she kind of screams in pain as the blood starts to rush down her side. She looks at you, you damnable creature, and is going to try to strike you with the hair. That is going to be another hit. And with that, Brissa, you don't even have to worry about rolling the Constitution saving throw for the stuff because you, my friend, go unconscious. And very prone, apparently. Like, super prone. Like, you got 3 times prone. As she kind of looks up towards Thylea and takes your dead body as her last action, just kind of starts to drown you underwater.
So is 3 times prone kind of like the whole 2 wrongs don't make it right, but 3 wrongs do?
Exactly. There's a negative, minus negative, minus negative, minus negative, turns into positive, you know? Alrighty. Norris has also, I'll say the same thing. She has been kind of not paying attention to what's been happening there, but is kind of just starting to slither on over into the water as the tail is still currently holding Brissa underneath the water itself, is starting to look up towards Lyra, but definitely like one of the hands starts to kind of just rest upon Daphne's body. That is going to end that, and that brings us to young
I love
Thylea.
how the little icon for petrified is literally just a stone block.
Hey, I mean, hey, it's just sometimes the obvious
It is
works
good.
the best,
It
right?
is Thylea will fly down and then just fire breath. Get some roasted snake.
Let me check one thing, because I think I got it wrong last time a little bit, because it's also when something moves into that. So what's the distance on the fire breath?
Ooh, 30-foot cone.
Okay, so she'll have to get just close enough. So as she kind of descends downward,
She has blind sight if you're thinking.
Yeah, she has
oh yeah,
blind
that's
sight.
right. Well, so blindside, yeah. Blindside is poorly explained. I'll give you guys that this time.
It's not tremor sense.
I know. It's a weird one. She kind of goes down, kind of trying to get approximately where it's at, dives down, and go ahead and lay it down.
Fire breath. Consume browser. And then. Oh shit.
This have to come
Wow,
from
She can
side.
drop 80 feet in a round. That's crazy.
I mean,
What? Can I have one? Can I have a dragon?
that is a good
Can I
point,
be a
actually.
dragon?
I mean, she does have 80 feet of movement, so yeah.
Yeah.
So Cascade's down. Should be able to kind of do it so that the top of the Medusa is hit without hitting Brissa or Daphne in the process.
Yeah, I figured.
All right, and Nora
Well,
would fail.
stone is immune to fire damage, David. So
Is going to choose to succeed instead, taking half of that. As the fire
that would
kind
be-
of cascades down, she looks up. However, because it is still within that distance, she does have to make a con saving throw at the same time.
For what?
The petrifying gaze.
got blindsight.
Oh,
we just
fucking
talked about this.
the stupid
I was
blindside gets
like-
me every
I was
single
like,
goddamn time. All right, cool. Anything as a bonus action for Thylea?
No bonus action.
God damn it. Thanks for being my code DMs. All right, this thing is going to grab more stone and kind of start wading into the water here. It's technically still frozen, that's right. Of course I roll well for that. As it kind of almost unerringly just cracks the ice underneath its stone feet as it steps forward, starts to rev up, and let's see. The first one is going to be a nat 20. Boy. Alrighty, that is going to be 12 points of bludgeoning damage on you, Lyra. Anything as a reaction?
Remember, crying's a free action.
Alrighty, sounds good. That is going to bring us to another throw, another hit, and that is going to be 6 more points of bludgeoning damage. Ends its turn there. And that brings us to this marble golem. Step forward, same thing. Rolls for acrobatics, wipes out. And uses the rest of the movement to stand back up. Disadvantage on attack rolls. Alright, that is going to be a hit. Oh. And with that, as it revs back, Lyra, you get hit in the side of the temple as you go careening down.
Oh no.
Now, you are high up. You're landing into water, but you're still going to take half damage from landing in a soft surface there. Which means that you have an automatic death fail as you land. You guys watch as Lyra just... None of you guys can do Featherfall, right? Versus unconscious. Lyra's unconscious. Oh boy, this is going to get crazy before it's going to get good. And that is going to try one more throw against you at prone in the water. Roll me D100, Lyra. 1 through 50, you land on your face. 51 through 100, you land on your back. And then it's going to try and throw one with disadvantage at you. And that's going to be a miss, as there's another big splash of water right next to you.
So how do we train you so that when you go unconscious, your wings go rigid, so that you like glide down instead of fall? There's got to be a way to do that.
Right? This thing is also going to wipe out, stand back up, and then try to make some... Okay, first one is going to be a miss against Lyra. Second one is going to be a miss against Lyra as well. Yanni, you are now in the grasp of this hand. As you look down, Lyra careens down from the sky into the shallow water. Things are looking dire. What are you gonna do?
First things first.
Yes, you are the realist, but then...
I mean, yeah. But first things first.
So this is also 25 feet up, but I think that should be okay even with fancy hypotenuse calculations.
Oh, yeah, all that. Actually, I'll just go there. Oof. And... Stupid hands. Too many hands. Too handsy. Can't. Come on. I don't like you. I don't like anything about you. You're ugly. Your mother dresses you funny.
You should. I mean, if you really wanted to, you would have had to go into what is it called? From where you're at, you cannot see the priestess.
Oh, is she under the bridge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's down
Downtown.
below.
That's where I drew some blood. Sorry.
Yeah, click on your token so you can see what you can see.
Oh, I see now. I didn't realize I had clicked off my token after I cast my spell.
No worries, no worries. Happens.
Well, in that case, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm easily within range, so I guess I would throw it at Nora. So, do you want me to roll it again, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, just because I already deleted it.
No, it's all good.
Nice, that's going to be another hit.
This
And
is
she
better
takes
damage, though.
She takes the full damage from the necrotic. And that is going to prevent her from disadvantage on the next attack roll. Very nice.
No, that's only if she was undead.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. She's not undead, sadly.
But yeah, she can't heal for the next round.
Okay.
So, and then I will get off the measurement tool because I'm not stuck on the measurement tool. And can I drop down 15 feet? That would hurt.
I mean, it'd be a scratch for you.
I'm going to do it and just feather fall on the way.
I mean, that brings up the bonus action casting. That also means you technically can't cast reaction spells that turn. It's so weird. Yeah, the mechanic on that one, I hate it. I hate it. I hate how it works. You can.
Roll your damage.
I'll tell you what. As part of that, go to make me an acrobatics check to see if you can kind of like try to skim down the side, or it's just going to be kind of like a flat fall. Alrighty.
Natural 20 for 24.
Where you would have taken a little bit of damage and maybe landed prone, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage and land perfectly.
Ha! And I thought that would protect me from all these stone boys, but it doesn't look like it. That's okay. Still better than being out where everybody can see me. So I'm good. I
mean, you have another 10 feet of movement, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't see anywhere I can go, though.
Yeah, that's it. All right, Estrella. You have your powers back, but at what a time. What do you want to do?
Well, thank you for asking, David. I've been stressed out over that for the past since it was my turn last.
Understand. And if you need suggestions from the team, don't forget. It's a
I have been phoning a friend. Thank you. I do have a question. So, within 5 feet of Honora, what's the situation here? Like, so Brissa's down.
Yeah, Brissa's down, being wrapped up in the tail, and pushed underwater actively. Daphne is broken, not broken, sorry, is petrified, and right before Honora, who has started to put a hand on top of the statue. And then 30 feet up, you have Scylla.
Okay. Is Brissa, so Brissa's within 5 feet of Honora?
Yeah. They both are.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I'll tell you what's going through Estrella's mind. You guys can pipe up if you want to. Her first thought was to try banishment on Honora, which might work and it might not work. She looks pretty messed up, so Estrella could just try to straight up damage her. But if
It's my vote.
I don't have any confidence in my rolling, so if it doesn't work, then I think we all are gonna die.
I also vote for damage because if you try and banishment, we don't know how many resistances she has left, so she might just.
Correct. Yeah. So I only have one spell that would not harm my teammates around this whore.
All she wants is to crack some skulls, kill you guys, no big deal.
No, she doesn't get to talk now. It's my turn. Estrella looks to Argenti.
You've got this. Believe in yourself.
Glances
He would
down
say,
to
but
her
really it's just like...
hands that are crackling with lightning. She's gonna reach down and grab a little bit of the earth below her with her blood soaked on it, and she's going to reach up and cast Guiding Bolt at 8th level.
Oh,
at Honora.
shit.
Dang.
8th
Don't
level?
miss.
Holy shit. I don't think I've seen it rolled that high before.
Don't. Okay. Okay.
Do any of us have inspiration left?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
do any of us?
Yeah.
yes.
Huh?
Jason does, yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, one sec. What level is that? It's 1st level. Okay, but I'm casting it at 8th level.
God damn.
Oh my god.
What?
Doesn't even matter. You definitely hit.
I mean, it's a natty 19. Do you still want to see if you can roll a nat 20? So, first of all, can we all appreciate Marissa rolled a natty 19?
Thank
Well,
you, Foundry Gods.
Friggin'.
I never doubted you
Yeah.
for a second.
Well, that's a lie. So, do you guys want to see if you can crit fish? The 19 will stand either way.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. The likelihood of that happening is very, very low.
It's 5%.
5%.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's really low.
Stop stalling, David. What happens? What happens when she's hit with a fucking bolt of lightning and thunder and radiant damage?
It's a lot, but it could be more. You roll in at 20. If you guys gift Marissa that
No.
D20, it's all up to
Nope.
Jason.
No.
No.
Oh, cool.
No. Sorry.
As the thing starts to fly towards you, suddenly see as the water itself seems to kind of churn up towards Estrella, lifting her up for a moment. You kind of take the energy together, and suddenly there is lightning that seems to have kind of like lingered around the magical shield anyway and kind of pelted down, if you guys remember, during the wedding. But now a bolt of lightning cuts down, seemingly completely unearly, passing through the magical shield like it's nothing, comes down as you take the lightning, bend it to your will, and then direct it directly towards Honora. It is a deafening roar as this thing cascades through and directly hits Honora, who is hit, but remains very much alive.
I mean, very much is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
It's true.
Ooh. There's advantage on her though right now, right? Or normal?
The next hit against her will have advantage. That's right.
Okay. Fuck yeah, Estrella.
Who's your hit too? Anyone's hit.
Yeah, then the next hit as Nora attacks herself.
Unload the big guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying hell yeah.
Yeah.
You did good. You did good.
All right, cool. Is there anything else that you want to do during your turn?
If I stay here, any spells that she has that's more than 50 feet away, I don't get hit. But if I move, then I can heal my friends.
What's it gonna be?
If I stay alive, I can bring you all back to life anyway. So I'm gonna stay.
All right, sounds good. Is that the end of your turn then?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your turn, Anora, as she's hit with that, you see the lightning kind of ripping open her reptilian skin as she kind of looks over. She looks to Brissa, who's just like currently is actively also drowning. She is going to... Ooh. And you're lucky this is not within 5 feet of you. She is going to take Brissa in her tail and swing at Lyra. As you suddenly see the tail bring Brissa's unconscious form blowing up, striking down. Because this is a unique situation, Brissa and Lyra, both of you guys get to roll me a con saving throw. (15 from Lyra, 12 from Brissa. As this thing comes crashing down upon both of you guys, you both take an automatic death fail. Both of you guys fail the con save. Lyra's now 2 death fails. Ooh.
Hasn't even rolled one yet.
Oh no.
I know. Believe me, I'm keenly aware. And
You
that...
haven't even slept with Estrella's mom yet.
Oh boy. Alright. That is going to bring us to the Cult Priestess. Oh man. She's going to... What is she going to do? She sees you casting that crazy spell. Argenti's no longer paralyzed, but that makes both of you guys juicy targets, so she's going to move over to the side here. Has no eyes on Yanni.
I don't know.
Oh man. She's used it so many times. One more. Yeah. She weaves her hands together. As once again the fiery snake seems to kind of form in her hand, she takes it and sends it out towards you. As it starts cascading, I need both of you. Argenti and Estrella. I need both of you guys to roll me a dex saving throw, please.
Okay.
Now you're rolling at 20, of course. God damn it. The fantastic news is that both of you guys succeed as this thing comes crashing upon you. So you only take half of the damage, which the total would have been 29 of. Woo.
Woo.
And that is where she's going to end her turn. Daphne, very much still petrified. Argenti, it's your turn. Better hit her back.
Okay. All right.
You need that clap.
So,
back.
I'm gonna float up off the ground, 30 feet, and as I do it,
Hang
I'm going
on.
to be gathering.
I have a question
what?
about your wings. Do they go away when?
Yeah.
Because you can keep using them
No.
infinitely,
Yeah.
right?
It's a bonus action to summon it and a bonus action to make it go away.
Perfect. But you can do it. Yeah. Okay, it's not like once every for each proficiency bonus.
No.
Thing. Okay, cool.
No. Yeah. So I'm just gonna, with one big swoop of the wings, I'm just gonna fly up 30 feet. And as I do it, I'm gonna gather a bunch of green energy in my hands together like this, and then at the last second, I'm gonna split them apart for a twin spell, and I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb at, let's do it at 6th level, and I will cast it at Anora and the Priestess.
Everybody
So
breaking
that's-
out the upcast first level spells.
Yeah. And it's gonna be with thunder damage. I don't remember if I clarified that.
I think so. But what's the range on that? Should be 120, right?
180.
Fantastic.
Wow.
All right, roll
And it's
me
doubled
one
too,
more
so
d20, please.
Sure. Oh.
Okay. No, that
18.
I just wanted to see if you were going to get a if you were going to get a nat 20 because you did have advantage against the Nora. So as that hits,
Right. Yeah.
45 points of damage as you see the lightning still crackle across the back of Anora as she just took Brissa and landed her down upon Lyra's lifeless body.
Huh.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, for real?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So as that chromatic orb hits her, I want to hit her square in the face, and it just hits her so fucking hard that her head just fucking explodes. And like every single cell on her body just turns into a little tiny splatter of blood, and it just sprays everybody around it.
And you hit
Hell yeah.
as the jaw seems to kind of just go sideways. For those of you that have seen things like Attack on Titan, it's just like the skin seems to kind of expand outward and explode into blood as it just splatters across the river. It's washed away almost immediately. Something happens. Suddenly, mystically, Anora sheds her skin. You watch as she seems to kind of push out a smaller version of her now. Still a Medusa, but it seems like as she kind of pushes out of the lower half of that, she gets out. And you watch her jump into the water below.
Bitch.
Silent makes an opportunity attack.
Sure, go ahead.
Sorry, but isn't Sila 30 feet in the air?
Oh yes, I was
yeah,
30
never
feet in the
mind.
way in
Never
the air.
mind.
Thank you.
Fair.
As her large form is annihilated, small Anora suddenly jumps into the water and is starting to swim. Oh boy, and that right there is a mythic ability, y'all.
Ooh.
You still have your bonus action. What would you like to do?
We
Oh, I
gotta
forgot
see if you
about
hit the
that.
priestess too. We gotta see
Oh
if you
yeah,
hit the priestess.
you hit the priestess. She used her
Oh, did I?
reaction to decrease the damage.
Oh, okay. All right. And with my bonus action, I just want to make sure I can do something. Actually, I'm just gonna forgo the bonus action. I'll just stay put.
Are you sure? Oh, well, you would have to activate your wings again. Do they go away when you go unconscious? Yes or no?
No,
Okay.
it just. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an original player's handbook subclass. The wording around things was very loose back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let me actually check something really quick. As you end your turn there, the Marble Boys keep going. This one certainly sees that Lyra is unconscious, but there's a very active, still fighting. Yanni is going to move past, start moving towards you, and is going to throw first one stone. That is going to be a miss. What's your AC? Yeah, easy miss. And then the second throw is also going to be a miss. Lyra. You are in the water. Brissa just got slammed down on you. Your eyes are just kind of barely opening and closing as you look around. The water is starting to kind of get into your mouth as you try to cough it up. Blood comes out at the same time. You feel your wings kind of folded in and hurting. Your entire body is just pain. Gonna roll me. Actually, let's make it interesting, Tyler, if you're up for it. Roll me either just a private one, so only you and I can see it, or a blind one, so you don't even know what the result is. D20.
Still shows you on the sheet, but okay.
I mean, I'm just not going to add it for now. Don't roll it from the sheet. Just roll a D20 blind.
Oh, just roll a D20? Okay, yeah, I can do that.
As you roll this, and before I tell you whether that's a success or a failure, what do you think is going through Lyra's head in that moment?
I mean, probably nothing. She's unconscious.
Probably some river water through one of the holes.
Yeah.
Fair point.
You could probably, you know what is going through her head? The sound of the ocean, because it's just.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Brissa. Similarly, beside the woman that got you into this place in the first place, you get crushed down upon Lyra.
During Pride Month?
That's peak pride right there.
With your blinking eyes, you can
Slam down
barely
big
make
style.
out. Not really in a conscious way, but like you just blink, no action behind it, as you suddenly see Enora push away from the rest of her body, almost reborn out of it, and jumps into the water. What's going through your mind as you also roll me a blind D20, please?
That was young Sila. I don't know why.
I mean, I got the roll. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's just a 20.
Yeah. Anyway, Brissa's just really wants to. I think she's just red, and she just wants to like kill her really, really bad. She's just seeing red right now.
That's fair.
Taylor Swift album?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Swiftie reference. Gotta be.
I'm
right.
impressed. I'm impressed
Oh, I
you
will
do
say
that.
that at this point, I forgot it actually earlier, but the
Couldn't tell you a
Don't
song
bring
on
Taylor
it,
into
but
this.
but
Don't
my
bring
my
Taylor into
wife
this.
is very much a fan. So
Too
Yeah.
soon. No.
the ice has receded completely at this point. As this marble statue is going to step forward, and it's just going to dash to make it right there. Ends its turn. The hand of Kentimane seems to just descend down into the ground. That's the end
that
of its
doesn't
turn.
make me nervous.
That's all right. I'd be scared if I was conscious.
All right. Young Sila does see Enora starting to just delve into the water.
Young Sila will go and try and grapple Enora.
Alrighty.
And so, a strength check.
Go for it.
18.
All right. Letting that stand.
Yeah.
All right. When there is a grapple check, the person resisting, whoever is the defensive one, has the advantage. That matters if there's a tie, which in this case, there is. As Sila swoops down, grabs Enora, but she's so slippery, liquid right now, she just grasps out of her hand.
She will try again. Oh god, that was horrible. 9.
No dice.
Yeah, I guess that was it.
Spider?
I mean, but
Spider
she gets
instead.
away. But then she gets away. There we go. That'll be it for Silo. That'll be it.
Alrighty. Another one of the marble boys is going to step forward. Versa, as you see Redden, you just kind of see Sala trying to grab at her. You kind of look over. And Lyra's head is already turned towards you. You see her dead, empty eyes staring right through you. The water washing over it. The one good eye. Well, the one exposed eye. Unblinking as the water splashes in it. As a marble statue lifts a shield made out of stone and starts to just brutalize her.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
With that, Sala gets an opportunity attack, which you can't use for a grapple. Zenora is going to swim deeper into the river.
She will take it.
Alright, an 18 is going to be a hit as she swipes at Enora. Enora disappears into the river. You hear a boom. As suddenly from above, out of the darkness, you hear a whooshing sound. Something massive, an object, is moving through the air incredibly quickly. As suddenly you can see the glint of bronze-colored wings spurting outward. As the wings catch it, you guys look up, and all of you guys recognize Kyra. And draconic form as she kind of screams as she is going to use the rest of her movement to kind of hover above all of you guys in a protective, just like you can see her hovering with her massive form, and opens her maw. As she breathes in, you can see as there seems to be lightning starting to kind of form. Yeah, like something in the same exact thing. You know what? For now, she is going to do something slightly different. She's going to... I forget how small that is. Fuck that. She's going to do full lightning breath. Just want to see if she can hit both. All three. Yeah. Alrighty, as lightning arcs across, hitting kind of directly behind the priestess. Holy shit, both of the golems roll a nat 20. Doesn't matter though, because that's still full damage. As everyone is immediately just liquefied by the lightning breath. The sand upon the beach is just turned into glass as the priestess screams, burns, and starts to just, the flesh slouches off her. You just hear one last word from Getimanes!
Yeah.
Ruff is right. As with that, the centurions and their marbled form had moved forward. Stop moving. Kyra lands on the other side, lifting Ubris out of the water with Lyra as well. Tries to channel in magical healing into both of you guys. but it is simply too late.
Wait, I didn't.
For Lyre.
I was like, we both died.
Yes, it's Pride Month, damn it.
If you're a good ally, you die. As Kyra just goes, no, 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 and kind of like Lyra's broken form in her left palm. Versa, you like feeling the healing energy coming from Kyra. That, my friends, we're going to take a quick break. Oh boy. See you guys here shortly.
Yay.
And we are back in Ozone, and that smell of lightning having just struck. Burned flesh, glassed sand, reflects blood upwards. Smoke hangs in the air as this elemental barrage between fire and ice, lightning and thunder hit this little beach side again and again. Brissa, you open your eyes, and probably one of the most beautiful sights that Brissa has ever seen. Now, once again, it's holding her instead. To see a fully grown, ancient bronze dragon holding you in her palm.
It's not gold, so I don't know about the most beautiful sight. Like,
Wow.
and plus,
Actually,
like,
Nora comes back out of the water,
one.
breaks Sila's neck, and goes back under.
Cassis has a silver one, so it's like, is she really that? That special?
All right. I would like Sila and Kyra to both roll me initiative.
Something tells me it ain't gonna matter who wins the initiative roll. Just call it a hunch.
Maybe.
Kyra's eyes, the massive dragon that she is, immediately look towards you, Estrella, pleadingly. Can you bring her back? And somehow your dog, having arrived from the party now, raced this entire way.
Do I have a diamond on me? I can teleport us back to the temple, and I have diamonds there.
I tell you what, Brissa, roll me a D100. An 11 or better does it. I swear to God, if you roll your divine intervention this time, but not...
Wait.
Roll me a D100, Brissa, just to see if you happen to have a diamond.
I thought you said Brissa.
It did sound like Brissa.
Sorry.
It did sound like Brissa, yeah.
Nice. During Pride Month.
It was a 69 for the stream.
All right, as you pick out a diamond that you had taken from the temple, Kyra lifts up and kind of lands on the western half of the island as she holds out Lyra in her palm.
What happened?
I'll take out the diamond, place it upon Lyra, and place my hands upon the diamond. And Estrella is such a lovely nymph that she's not even thinking about. There's not even a montage in her head of all the times Lyra told her she was gonna fuck her mom. That doesn't even cross her mind, because innocent, sweet Estrella simply casts Revivify on Lyra.
Seems odd that you brought it up.
Innocent,
right
sweet
now.
Estrella disappeared like 6 months, 8 months ago.
It's not any of those things. So Marissa did have to bring that up, but Estrella, no.
I thought innocent, sweet Estrella disappeared when her druid levels disappeared. Did I miss something?
Just think about how unfucked your mom would be if you let me die.
All right.
I love you. We're best friends.
You know what, Tyler? You know what? Go ahead and roll me a D100. Just because it's Pride Month.
But we are best friends. Lyra just likes to pick on her friends. It's a thing. I do it in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, is that because Tyler likes to pick on his friends?
Is
there a parallel here?
We hurt each other's feelings all the time.
All right, Lyra.
Estrella like genuinely worships the ground you walk on. That's the difference.
Oh my god.
Lyra, when you got crushed by Daddy, sorry, I mean a very cut statue man.
Rock hard statue man.
Mm-hmm. You thankfully did not lose a limb, or most importantly, your head. Though you are crushed and caved in, Estrella, you take the energy as the water seems to kind of flood up. You grab some of the dirt behind you and you take or kind of press the diamond into the middle of your palm that has the dirt. As you put it onto the open chest, as it mixes in with the blood, the water kind of flushes in and the mud starts to swirl and build up and actually pulls into the body of Lyra as it kind of pops the individual ribs back into place. Starts to flow into her broken skull and again fills it out. You focus the energy as there's suddenly a bright green flash of energy throughout the entire mud out of all the broken parts of Lyra. She hovers there for a second, she drops back down, and Lyra, you breathe. It's okay.
What are y'all doing out there? What happened? I was behind a rock.
Where's Mercy?
I cast Guiding Bolt on Lyra.
Inflict wounds.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
harm.
Yeah.
That's worth another 300 gold.
I'll give you that one for free, don't worry about it.
So Estrella's hand is already on Lyra's chest. She's gonna push a little harder
Sorry, Pride?
as she casts Cure Wounds. She's gonna cast Cure Wounds because she's at 1 health now, right? Is that what
Yeah.
that means?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cast it at 2nd level. So let me target you.
All right, well, if nobody's going to listen to me and answer me, I'm going to go loot the priestess's body.
Okay.
And maybe take some of that glass that Kira made with her breath.
Wow.
Yeah, she really kind of pushed it in there as she cast it, but she did it.
We'll get to you looting here in a second.
I wasn't expecting you to drop everything.
As all of this is going on, Brissa, you do hear Yanni go, "Hey, what happened?" As you are trying to console Estrella's dog that somehow jumped into your lap as you're barely back to life.
My dog is so cute.
Bristol just be like, Nora got away. Oh, and then we need to hunt her down.
Got away. But isn't that her big old corpse right there?
She had another Nora inside of her. It was really weird. It was like 2 Noras.
Wait,
I heard of nesting dolls before.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
that
it
what
was
we're
like one of
talking
those. Yep, that's exactly it.
That's weird. I didn't know they were living things.
Yeah, not either did I. It was really weird.
Also,
Right.
I call not it on explaining to everybody up there in the city what happened to their queen.
As you point up towards that, indeed, people have already gathered and are kind of at the edges, looking down, talking amongst one another. Kyra seems
I
to be
guess they could do
completely
it.
unconcerned. She's just looking down to Lyra.
Can you go and try and find a Nora, Kyra? You're pretty fast.
She looks back over her back towards you, Brissa. What do you mean?
She got away. She swam down the river. She's a
That was
Medusa
a
now.
Medusa.
That is a Nora now.
What?
The cult of Kentamane turned her into a Medusa.
She looks down the river. Looks down back towards broken Lyra and at you. But what if she's going to attack again?
We can get to Lyra. We will all get to safety, but I think you need to go hunt down a Nora.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
She squeezes you harder too.
Ow.
That's what I thought. I'll bring you to safety first. Estrella. She kind of holds out her massive palm.
I'll put my hand in her palm. Wait.
She kind of scoops the rest of your body, then.
Let's climb up on Kyra like Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, if you want to.
Absolutely not.
I do that.
Struck it down.
And if I am within 60 feet of Brissa, I will cast Heal on her.
All right.
Oops, I didn't target it. One sec.
Yanni, Centurions are starting to arrive down at the sands. As they kind of look to you. What happened? What is going on? And they kind of see the broken statues of their comrades now laying scattered on the side.
I'm not even sure. First there was one Medusa with a bunch of cultists. Then we killed all the cultists, but there was a second Medusa that used to be, well...
This is just like making that.
I don't know. I think they might have sacrificed Honora to summon this giant Medusa. I don't know.
What?
I was underwater for the first part, and then I was hiding behind a rock for the end part, and I only kind of saw a few things in the middle.
Whistles. Get the general, now! As there are now hundreds of people across that cliffside, the street looking down upon you guys. You can hear the whispers echoing between that. The river just kind of cutting out and washing it out to a point where you can't quite recognize what they're saying. As Rhodus and Corinna come trotting down, you see Rhodus very hastily kind of doffed some of the clothing he was wearing for the wedding. Even Corinna is actually wearing his leather armor. As they're starting to kind of jog towards you, Rhodus is like, whoa, what happened?
Okay, didn't I call not it on explaining this?
Protus, your fiance is a real bitch.
Wait,
Okay,
As Corinna's
so-
like,
no,
I am right here.
No.
What the?
And Nora's his half-sister.
So,
Okay,
Oh,
timing.
your half sister is a real bitch. Sorry.
These
That's
are
what I
not
meant.
side-on family
Half
members, Marissa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Kyra just dropped me in the water. Hi, guys.
She has her Daenerys now. She doesn't need you. As you guys all kind of move across, you certainly have your own wings to also carry you, Argenti. The people seem to be definitely pointing at Kyra at this point. Her gigantic, draconic form standing out, reflecting the light from the torches that are certainly flickering all about. The Centurions are carrying.
Right. I forgot people didn't know.
They still don't know who she is. It certainly is the largest dragon that has ever been seen over the last 500 plus years outside of Hexia, which not a lot of people did see.
I'll just look at Kyra.
She
Should
should
I
stay in
lie?
that form.
Should I lie?
She should stay like that.
Yes.
I can lie.
Need to do something about Daphne too. As he kind of gently sets the statue into the sand next to you all.
Right. Are we going after Honora?
You mean the Medusa that they summoned when they sacrificed Honora?
Yes, we should go after that one.
I will look after her. Make sure that Rhodus is safe. And Corinna, make sure that you all are safe. As she starts to walk towards the water and kind of disappears into that, you can hear the gasps from the people as she disappears into.
I will place my, actually I don't need to touch you. I'm gonna cast heal on Lyra.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wait, do I have? Yeah. Okay. And then the diamond again though. I think if I greater restoration.
The greater restoration is diamond dust, which I know we made sure to get some, but whether or not we have it with us.
I'll say if you guys go back to the palace, Rhodus and the others can. This is more of a question of like, do you guys have one available within the?
Mhm.
What takes a minute?
Revivify. You being resurrected.
Kira?
Okay.
She's gone now.
Kira, can you?
She left.
Shit.
But-
Who let her
but
go
also-
without taking Daphne up to the? God damn it.
She's going after the Medusa that they summoned when they sacrificed Honora. Keep up, Yanni.
Tyler
Keep
and
up.
Alex are out for
I've been
blood.
trying
They
to
saw a thing go
Check out
away
this
from them.
Glass.
Yeah.
This is not even
I can
characters
carry
anymore.
Daphne. It's okay. Like as Briss is like pulling out the belt, like from
It still
Silas'
takes an
saddlebag.
hour to tune, but for sure. You
She
can let Sila
wouldn't
carry
have
her,
got
though.
attuned.
Taking it off does not break attunement.
Yeah, I was gonna say she would not have it disattuned. She just would have put it back on. And then ripped her
I'm just
dress
imagining
immediately.
you having this like WWE, one of those massive belts, just kind of like
Yeah.
stuffed underneath your dress, like it looks all weird and bulgy.
I'm still
What's
on the
that
ground.
bulge, Bursa?
Estrella,
Nada.
come closer.
I just restored 80
No,
hit
no.
points.
No, come
Why are
down.
you still on the ground? Okay. I get closer to her.
Did anybody
Trust
cry
me.
when I died?
You died?
Yes, Naira. We all broke down. It was impossible. If Kyra hadn't shown up, we all would have crumbled into dust.
Oh, I gotta teach you how to lie better. I'll stand up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not good at lying.
As the dog pounces through the shadows of the river.
Oh, good, the dog lived.
Of course the dog lived. Don't kill a dog. It's campaign. Don't be crazy. That's...
So,
Can I use the Crown of Sidon to scry on the Medusa?
You can certainly try. Is that what you want to do?
I would like to try that, yes, please.
What do you tell the others?
I pluck my beautiful hair design away and reveal the Crown of Sidon that was so expertly hidden in my updo.
I was there the
And
whole
I-
time?
Mm.
The whole
And I
time?
say, I can try to find out where the Medusa is. Should I?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Eyes go white.
10 minutes that is going to take. During those 10 minutes, what the rest of you guys doing?
I think Lyra will get up, kind of wipe the blood off of her mouth, and maybe start going into some damage control. Since everyone is here and we have an audience now.
You can tell as you wipe the blood away that though you were healed and vivified, the scars are there. It is obvious that where the statue had crushed your body in, and it's just fresh pink lines you can imagine across your face and the rest of your body.
Cool. I will go ahead and get rid of those.
Is that part of that? Hold up. Sure. As you temporarily what does it look like when you cast Alter Self on yourself? Since no consequences.
I mean, I would do it a lot, so I don't want it to be something super flashy or that would take a long time. So it's probably just like so maybe probably just like a flash, just to break attention so people aren't staring at me when it happens. and then when your eyes readjust after the light, it's just whatever it's changed into.
As you cosmetic surgery your scars away, with a flash of energy, you start walking away from the others, approaching the multitude of onlookers that are now watching. As people are kind of whispering to one another. Everyone seems to be pretty concerned. However, a lot of people seem to be having caught on to the fact that the word Medusa was now said a couple times. The cult, the voices that carry somewhat here. And people are certainly kind of making a wide berth around Moxena, who stands there with her Amazonian guard, just watching. As you step before everyone, the eyes of Astoria are upon you.
Does it seem... I don't know what kind of check this would be. Does it seem like people were more concerned with the Medusa or more curious about the dragon?
Make me an insight check. It's a little bit hard to tell for you, but overall, it seems like the dragon's presence captured most people's attention. And people are still kind of pointing down the river where Kyra disappeared. But other than that, yeah. People probably don't even know what the exact story is.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out, to see how I should probably frame all of this. Okay. Yeah, Lyra will just walk up. She'll just put her hands up. It's okay. Everything's fine.
Lyra,
Like,
what?
took care of
Can you
it.
tell us what happened? Yeah, what exactly went down there? We heard something of a Medusa, then somebody said a Hydra, and then there was a dragon. Which one is it?
Well, there was no Hydra.
Oh, so it was a
Don't worry
false
about
Hydra.
that.
I told you.
No, it definitely wasn't a false Hydra either. There were no Hydras involved.
Fake Hydra. I'm telling you, fake Hydra. Get out of here.
It seems like there might be a small cult that has formed for Kentamane.
Kentemane. But he is gone.
You know, extremists and their beliefs. But we took care of most of them. Unfortunately, we were too late to save the Queen of Astoria. They had sacrificed her and used her death to bring forth a giant Medusa.
Wait. Queen Honora is dead?
Yeah, so
But they brought a Medusa, but that's not how Medusas are formed. A lot of people are starting to look towards Moxena. And Moxena, too, has her hand on her chin now, just very interestedly looking towards you. How are you going to answer that? Yeah, no, normally it is an oath breaker who becomes that. That's right! Are you saying that Honora... How does that work?
there were some foul magics at play, things we hadn't seen before. They used her corpse to basically resurrect this Medusa.
As you start spinning this tale, gonna make me a blind deception check on this.
You got it.
People are kind of starting to look at each other. Moxena looks at you and is just like, her eyes are definitely starting to get very narrow on this, but others are like, oh no, this cult of Kentemane. What are they going to take next? What is going to happen? How could they take the queen? How? This is ridiculous. How did the Centurions not prevent this? When the light was here, but the light was too busy celebrating. They're starting to kind of all talking to each other. Moxena kind of starts to walk to the edge of this, kind of position herself so that if you choose to, you can approach and chat with her as people are kind of like starting to have side conversations.
Yeah, sure. I'll saddle over.
As you approach Moxena, we'll actually switch back to the folks down at the beach side, and then come back to you. As Rhodas has walked over through the shallows and is standing on the rock of store itself. Don't understand. So Nora is a Medusa now?
She is. She was turned into one forcefully. She was on a stake. She was tied up on the rock, and then they transformed her. And then we tried to reason with her, but she attacked right away, and then she escaped, fled. Just two Medusas at one kind. It was really weird, and Bristol will explain the whole Medusa inside of Medusa. Medusaception.
I don't get it. This is worse than your normal magic and dragon talk.
Yeah, it's not a great look for her, being a Medusa.
But I don't understand. Why would you do this?
I don't think she did it on purpose. I think she was turned into one forcefully. It did not look like a willing participant.
But like, what was her name? Kissasia or whatever. The girl that traveled with us at the beginning. She was a Medusa too, and she broke an oath to Kyra, and that's how she became Medusa.
I mean, sure, but I mean, there could be other ways to become Medusa that we just are unaware of.
Alright. Corinna, meanwhile, is talking to some Centurions. Argenti, Yanni, Estrella, you guys are around for that as well. As Corinna goes, alright, we need to make sure that we can frame this in a good way. We need to really think about what we're going to tell people before we tell them. And then Lyra's voice just starts to kind of echo and boom in the background. So, as everything that Lyra has just said to the people, she goes, okay, or we can just tell them. Shh. Okay, well, this is not how I wanted to spend my wedding. I should have just gone to the mountains.
Well, then she definitely would have been just...
You're over with
100%. Oh, yeah. Terrorizing the city, eating all the people.
Nom, 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 nom.
I think being honest actually is the best practice, probably, right now.
Okay, so she's officially dead. Medusa killed her, and the Medusa got away. This is bad. And you can see as she looks down the river, there's just definite fear in her eyes of like, ugh. Or at least, it's not actually fear, it's more like a deep concern. She kind of looks back on the hundreds of people that are currently watching. Okay, you two, she kind of points towards Centurions. I need you to take at least 50 troops. Patrol the entirety of the river. I want to make sure that no more of these cultists of Kentamani, you called them.
Yes.
Okay, we have to make sure that none of them are here anymore. This is bad. What are you waiting for? Go! Oh, yes, yes. They start running off. You definitely hear one of the Centurions kind of say, why are we taking commands from her? I don't know. I mean, she's the general's wife now. Oh, true, I guess. Oh. This can't come out. I mean, now that Lara has made us the truth, we can't let people know that Anora still exists. Oh, how are we going to spin this? We have to get her back. We have to change her back. And then we can say that maybe it was a false image, an illusion that somebody had put up. And that is the only reason that people thought that she died. And then we can bring her back and we can bring back the Queen of Historia. Yeah.
Or you can just be honest. We didn't get there in time.
She looks towards Lyra. Can I?
Of course. I think Lyra's being honest at the moment.
And
Or
Nora's
hear me out.
definitely dead. A Medusa
hear me
killed her.
People come back from the dead all the time around here. So
Technically,
she can
half
be
of that
dead.
is true.
She can be dead for now in their eyes,
That's
and
true.
we say we managed to recover her body and resurrect her when the time comes.
Perfect. I like
Right.
that. That is a good plan. We just have to get her. I wonder if we can resurrect her if we have to kill her in Medusa form. First, we have to find a way to break this curse on her. This is terrifying.
A little bit.
Did you see how they did it? Did you overhear any of the phrases that they were saying? Anything that could
I
maybe...
spent most of the time prior to the curse or whatever taking effect underwater, so no, I did not.
Okay. We need to find out more if we can. Yanni, I mean, your help would be invaluable if you'd be willing to spend some time, maybe study what you can on this.
Yeah.
Argenti,
I'm gonna try and reach out to Casaria too, because apparently she's involved in this stuff.
she is.
Unless everybody thinks that's a bad idea. I heard rumors that she was part of this cult.
She is
She was
part
like a
of this
leader of
cult,
the
isn't
cult.
she? She's a Medusa
She's
too,
like-
isn't she?
She's like a leader of this cult. Or
A
something.
leader of this cult.
Those are the rumors I got. That was back when I thought maybe, oh hey, here's somebody we can turn this new organization to our ends, and then it turns out nope, they're foul and awful. So, or at least this particular instance of them was. So anyway, probably should have reached out to her a while ago. Didn't. Like it, don't he?
Maybe you can at least find out where she is exactly. Estrella, during this time, as your divination has been going on, as you cast forth magics, you get the sense that the divination reaches out, reaches its target, and slides off of it. And Nora has resisted. As you have been kind of going into trance, you kind of come back into it. Karuna notices that you kind of snap back out of it. Anything from your end? Were you able to find her?
No. I'm
Shit.
sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Thank you so much for what you did. I'm so sorry that you had to do this today.
Perhaps you should go be with your husband now?
He'll be okay. He'll be overwhelmed with what to do next. If you haven't noticed, he's not very good at planning. He usually just likes to act.
Probably why he needs you.
Yeah. Shit, I did not want to run city, but I guess... Oh, shit. Oh, no. Daphne... Right, I guess Daphne cannot take over as queen in the interim.
Well, not quite yet.
Medusa. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
She
Shit.
can. She can. I just need to get back to Mitros.
Oh, so you can... think Sidon is not going to just revel in this entire situation, huh? Daphne stoned, Enora gone. Sorry,
Sidon has no power in Mitros. Corina.
you have your powers there though, right? Seems like there is something. Here, Rotus erected the shield in such a way that it would also prevent people like you from... Sorry. Listen, it is a lot. I'm trying my best to try to stay civil here, but you are clearly still associated with the Church of Sidon.
You perhaps do not know as much as you think you do.
Okay? It's very
Okay.
cryptic, but it changes nothing about the fact of who you are, whom you worship.
I do not feel I owe you an explanation.
Listen, I don't want this to be a cat fight. Brisa, can you get Daphne back? And Estrella? Sure, whatever is necessary to bring Daphne back.
Yes, we can go now.
We will have to. At this point, Acastus and Icarus also arrive. Acastus just swings off the saddle immediately, kind of just runs over towards you. Are you okay? Did anything happen to Daphne? Oh shit. How are you?
Biz will just like look down at herself, like all bloody. You're a little late, sweetheart.
He pulls out a greater healing potion, just immediately hands it to you. Take it.
Sure, I'll pocket it for later, but she's not gonna take it now. But we have to get to Mitros so we can heal Daphne up.
The DM will remember this. Alright. Let's take her now. That dragon. Was that...
It was my dragon.
Kind of looks at you. Karina also kind of squints. Alright, well, take your dragon. Bring Daphne to safety.
Yes, we will go and yes, we will be off.
As we switch back towards Lyra and Moxena. Interesting story you have there. What is it? Another sacrificed to resurrect a Medusa? Was that it?
Okay, so we both know that's not what happened, but I don't really know what actually happened.
Might be that we could be helpful for each other.
Or you could tell me if there's another way for people to get turned into Medusas, or I could make sure everyone here doesn't try.
Oh, threats, huh? It's pretty aggressive for someone who literally just died.
I've also been petrified before. This is just a typical Tuesday.
The offer stands. If this is the relationship you want to have, then that's the relationship we will have. Somebody might want to take care of that dog.
It's letting the dog near the water.
Well, somebody just
Dogs
drowned the
love
thing already?
water.
The Centurion had just stepped on the dog's tail.
Okay, well, what do you want?
See, this is a foundation upon which we can build a future. What I want is going to be unsavory, but it is also going to remove an annoying thorn from your side.
Shocked. Shocked.
Right, this is not about being shocked or not. I want Damien gone. Either she's dead,
Darian?
or you're going
You don't
to
even know her
send her...
name?
What?
Darian. That was her name.
Oh, whatever. That one. I want her gone. Kill her. Send her to the island of exiles. Do not care. Have your fates pull their strings. I don't want her in the side of the ear of Brissa anymore. Brissa has more important things to worry about anyway. A war between Themis and Mithras would be mutually destructive. Don't you think?
Probably for one side more than the other, but probably wouldn't be great.
Once she is removed, I will tell you exactly how this must have happened. And I still have my connections from my days in the Cult of the Snake. I might just know a way to find out exactly how to find the person who did this to Anora. And chances are, she is probably there too. Your choice. She needs to be gone for good. I want to see it with my own eyes. Think about it. She walks away from it. You see the snakes kind of swarming underneath her little makeshift turban that she has as the other Amazonians fall into step and leave. People are parting before her. As, you know, all the whispers of a Medusa, there's definitely a lot of mistrust anyway.
I will just go back to the group.
As you do, Rhodas is also, has approached with Brissa, who's just in all conversations at once. As you guys are all together again. It's like, alright, so we're bringing Daphne back and then she can be queen. I mean, we have to go on our honeymoon.
Now you show up.
Been here the whole time. Thanks for talking to me.
You're concerned about your honeymoon right now?
Okay, yes. There's not much I can do about the situation now, so, I just wanted to go on a... And you can see Rhodas is just getting redder and redder as he's just talking himself deeper and deeper into a hole. Yeah, okay. No honeymoon. Oh, man.
Or just take a honeymoon in a year or two.
Yeah, but we
you can't
waited
do it
3
immediately.
years for the wedding, and it's... Okay. You're right.
Are you stuck here, Rhodas? Blink twice if you need help. I can get you out.
Yes, are you sure you want to marry her?
We're already married. What? No, of course.
you
I
are?
love Karina.
Oh,
This is not... I want to
Oh.
spend time with her. I don't want to...
are you sure?
And he kind of just, vaguely gesticulates towards all the people gathered in the city. It's just a lot, okay? I'm not made for this. I want to have a sword, and I want to be where the people are, and I want to be in an arena. I don't want to
operate
be
a
stuck
paper
in the
bag.
temple and in the palace. And he's just
Deep
starting to
breaths,
hyperventilate.
deep breaths, Rhodas.
Karina just walks him. Hey, stop. You're just going to have to look the part. This is exactly the thing that my father has trained me for years. Calm down, big guy. Oh. Okay, you're right. I hate the thought of being stuck behind the desk for the rest of my life. I can't do it. I said take a big deep breath, okay? Fuck. Just, calm down. Side on. Whatever. One of those. Okay. Alright, we're going
Probably
to...
still like a stone golem out there if you want to punch it real quick.
And he looks towards that, and you could definitely see the calculations. He's 100% thinking about it. Karina kind of tugs him back. Okay, right.
Wow, she won't even let you punch stuff?
Karina's you can punch later immediately if you want to.
Would
Yeah,
you say
could.
a cabin on the side of a mountain with goats and things would be more your speed?
Would be nicer than running the city right now. Yeah, be kind of boring though. What do you do all day? Feed your goats, milk
Whatever
them,
you want.
eat them.
Fight things.
Like what?
Whatever you want. Whenever you want. You do
Your
whatever you
inner
want.
demons,
Whatever you
because
want.
it's a lot of alone time out there.
No. Okay, I will do Astoria. That sounds good. As Karina's God. Alright. Rotus, you need to talk to your people right now. The rest of you guys, take care of Daphne. Okay? And where is your dragon, Estrella?
She went after the Medusa.
Oh, good. Okay, when she comes back, hopefully she has the Medusa. Man. As with that, the two of them start to walk away. And is now just
Can I
you
make
guys
a
standing.
quick insight check on Corinna? I would like to know. She seems real eager to jump into this whole queen role. I'm just curious if I don't know. I just want to make an insight check on like. I don't know. Is she involved in this shit? Does she know
Sure.
what's going on?
Gonna make me an insight check. With a 20, your gut tells you that Corinna certainly. This is it's interesting. Corinna kind of masks quite a bit, and most of her life it seems she has masked of being the rebellious, the anti-hero. You know, this is not just a face, Dad. Hair flick girl. And it's interesting because in this moment, she very quickly caught on to the implications. Astoria just witnessed their queen either get murdered or turned into a Medusal horror. And if anything, it kind of strikes you in that moment, though maybe it didn't come off in a way that you enjoyed or respected, and she certainly was very quick to step into the role of power, but you can recognize there's a little bit of a resonance of two women who grew up in fairly wealthy families being groomed to be noble and postured and just generally being in the eye of the public at all times. And it seemed that Corinna stepped into that role very quickly because she has years of practice in it. So she might be eager to have this position of power now. That one is kind of hard to read, but it's not necessarily an automatic. Like, your gut doesn't immediately say like, oh, this is what she's doing here, but rather that she knows Rhodas. Like, you have seen a woman who has to deal with an idiot man, and that's what she's doing right.
I have seen that. That idiot.
Probably been that.
That idiot told me I was his best friend when he left this group. I don't fucking like it that she's treating him like an idiot. So I glare at her as she walks away, but I simultaneously don't think she's in this cult. So that's good news for her.
As you guys are all standing around the petrified body of Daphne, just going from where she like fell off the back of the Medusa.
Do we want to go back to Mitros?
Yeah, Yanni, can you teleport us there?
You know what? I can't.
Yeah, I can get us there. Are we sure that's where we want to go?
Where else would we go?
I mean, we got the bubble here. The bubble there's not as good.
I mean, wow. Okay, it's fair.
Statement of fact.
Diamond dust.
Sure, we can scrape that up here. And I mean, yeah, if that's where we want to go, that's fine. Just remember, Sidon's gonna have a better chance of knowing things once we leave this bubble.
I mean, I guess what do we want to talk about? I mean,
I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, you know, we've got Mitros's blessing, Belmitria's blessing. I don't know what she wants to go by. Anyway, you know, to help protect us from his scrying, but it's
that is true.
know. My point
Where
is,
is
if
our
like
ship? Our ship is in Mitros, right?
last
Yes.
I looked,
Yeah.
You ended up parking it at the Mithro Mines, but you guys all know.
It's at the mines.
Right.
We can go there. I mean, definitely has some diamond dust lying around for crafting.
anyway.
Before we go, though, Estrella, do you feel safe? Do you feel all right being outside of this protection?
I know what I feel happened, but I don't know for sure, but this is not Zidane giving me my powers any longer.
Wait, did something happen?
You only need to say something if you want to. You don't have to say anything at all.
I just know that I have my power back, and that is only after I pleaded with Thylea to help us.
Oh, right, your eyes went all crazy blue and. I got dead brain fog, so.
She's my great grandmother, you know?
She's probably also like your aunt or your sister or something. I think I'll just hug Estrella.
I hug you back. Super tight. I'm glad you're back, Lyra. Of course. No big deal.
I'm gonna take Estrella's hand, and I'll just squeeze it. I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
Okay. It's kind of a compliment because I was trying to deceive you. So I deceived one person out of all of you and the whole world. So that's good to know.
That is good. You did well.
Thank you, Argenti.
Well, we should probably take care of Daphne. Yeah, I don't know too much about petrification, but she could be running out of time. I'm not entirely sure how it works.
Oh no, you
I
can
don't
go
know,
years.
I was
Yes.
stoned for a solid 3-4 days,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I got petrified for a little while too, actually.
Oh, all right. Sort of a group thing then.
Yeah. Damien's mother, she was petrified for years, and we revived her, and she was alive for a little bit, but they actually harvested her organs out of her, so she died pretty quickly, but she still came back alive.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's horrific.
So I
I
just need
Honestly
100
forgot that happened.
gold worth of diamond dust to bring Daphne back, and then we can forget about this whole thing. So, we can pulverize. I'm sure between us we have all at least 100 gold worth of diamonds. Argenti, Prisa, Lyra, give me your diamonds. Who's strong enough to pulverize them?
I have something. These are actually they're called Herkimer diamonds. They're double tempered quartz. They're not real. Unfortunately.
what kind of word is that?
All right.
Make that up.
Rotis!
It's a place much more north, very, very hidden in the mountains.
Of the Herkimer region.
I think you made it up. So, look at this cool stuff I found on the priestess.
You look through.
That's a lot of diamond.
There is a gnarled wooden staff. Hands clasped upon hands, reaching up. See that the fingertips of all its wooden hands is painted black. And you look upon it and you can see that it certainly functioned as a sort of druidic focus. But it didn't have any powers that any of you all could unlock. There's some kind of a bond here, some kind of deep shamanistic usage of which none of you have the capabilities to unlock. Other than that, there's not even a coin on her. Clothes she was wearing were by and large rags. She clearly kept her head covered. Probably was pushing through the Ahura at the same time as you all did. But you can see more of these ritualistic carvings all across her body. What languages do you speak, Yanni?
Not many. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure Sylvan's the only. Yeah, Common, Sylvan, and Thieves' Cant, because Thieves' Cant is a language.
Interestingly enough, Sylvan seems to be and it seems that their transmutative qualities carved into the very flesh of the patches that are remaining after Kyra, ozonified the priestess. It seems like there was definitely some kind of foul magic, something akin to what you had seen with Demetria before.
It's weird. So you got to admire the craftsmanship on the staff.
It's a little creepy, but yeah.
I didn't say you had to admire the style, but the craftsmanship, it's pretty top notch.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they're real hands? Like,
it's a lot of. I hadn't thought about that, maybe, but yeah. Estrella, you should probably take this. I think it's something to do with your great grandpa.
Right. Yanni, was Kentamane evil? I thought he was the great love of Thylea.
From what little I know, that's not just like common knowledge, is very little. Nothing I read really talks about his moral and ethical stance on things. He seemed to get kind of pissy when he heard himself eating the seeds from the tree or whatever, and that's why he created the Titans by accident by pitching the seeds covered in his blood into the water or something. But he's so he's got a temper, I think, but I don't know if he's. I don't think he's much of a good guy or a bad guy, to be perfectly honest. I mean, from what we read, he created the Furies and came up with the whole oath system to try and keep his unintentional progeny from being completely unchecked in their I don't know what the right word here is, but just from being completely unchecked with trying to push their agendas. So I think that indicates he's not evil.
So if that is the case, why would the cult of Kentamane want to destroy the light of Thylea? We are of the same business, are we not?
I don't know. I mean, you're the High Priestess of Sidon and you're not evil, so sometimes things don't follow in the footprints of what's understood or accepted as far as the beliefs of their patrons. So, or the handprints in this case, as opposed to the footsteps, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I want to reach out to Casaria. See if I can at least understand what's going on.
And who's Casaria again?
She's a former companion of ours who up and disappeared.
just left in the middle of the night. Something about furthering her education or something. I don't know. But she from the rumors I've heard about this cult, she's like one of the leaders. So for all we know, this particular priestess that we dealt with today is like an extremist who's not following what Kasaria is preaching. But the flip side of that is maybe Kasaria is the queen batshit crazy of this whole thing. So who knows?
They have been sacrificing people throughout the countryside. We have gotten reports of that. The cult overall is sacrificing people.
Yeah, but I mean, who doesn't sacrifice people around here? Seems like
Maybe
every little fringe thing.
we
sacrifices
kind of
people.
stopped at Dimitros, but the
Well, yeah. I mean, like all these little fringe, like not so mainstream religions are just all about like, oh, sacrifice to peoples. So, yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, at this point, I'm also kind of a little worried that Minos is just gonna show up and try and kill us, because it seems like a running theme that the people that have left our group have turned out to want to kill us eventually. So just keep an eye out for that, I guess.
Crane never actually tried to kill us, did she?
She didn't.
No, but
No,
she
helped us.
is like, one of Sidon's.
Yanni very pointedly looks at Brissa. Very pointedly looks at Estrella. Yeah, because that's a death sentence right there, isn't it? Anyway.
Do we still have an audience? I'm just gonna look over my shoulder. Is there still an audience?
Yes
of
and
people?
no. There's still some stragglers. There's some, fanboys and girls who are kind of like still seeing the light in action. Most people have kind of started fading back into the city. There's still some concerns, but the Centurions are starting to kind of push them back. But there's still people there, yeah. Just not as numerous anymore. But they can't hear you
As we're
from where
talking,
you're
I'm
at.
also-
The river is kind of drowning you guys out.
Gotcha. I'm mending my clothing as we're talking. I
Just
can't be seen.
a reminder. Gaius is on his way to find the, PF. She'll
Oh, right.
The PF.
Right now.
Sorry.
The PF Changs.
right. So,
Let's raps.
right. So I think, I think I could stall him, perhaps, maybe a bit.
I mean, I think it wasn't Gaius that was heading it out there. It was, your family, right?
Oh, did I get that wrong again? Did I not
No,
learn that
Marissa,
when
it is
Gaius?
true. Gaius
me?
is also headed
Okay.
out there. They're just also going. Gaius
No,
and
they're all
some of
going.
the Titans. And who
Yeah.
knows who.
Yeah.
I don't
Think of
think
it
Chad
as
will
a
know.
competing group of adventurers out for the same thing. Down in the depths. Totally no parallels to maybe something Matt Mercer public. Not at all.
Well, you shouldn't go alone.
Here, take this Hobbit.
No. I don't want to go alone. That
Oh.
would be crazy.
Oh.
No, I can get us there, but we should go soon, because if they get there before us,
Right.
our plan is destroyed, right? So about that diamond dust,
Yes, we should go. Yeah.
Alora, my mother was wearing a diamond necklace. Do you remember? Lyra,
I'll get it for
you
you.
recall? Great.
I will absolutely get it for you.
Perfect. Do we have to wait for the morning for this plan to happen, or
I will have it by the morning.
I think I could just ask her for it, and she would give it to me, though. So.
That's what I'm gonna do, is just ask her for it.
Uh-huh.
I will
think we should explore
be right
the
back.
quickest option.
I'm gonna gleam and try and find Mercy.
God damn it!
You guys should deal with, other stuff. Like, I think we still needed to figure out how any of us are breathe underwater when we figure out where the PF is. I think we were still working on that.
I thought Estrella said she could do it.
Nope.
No? Oh.
I
Yanni,
think
did you say
Yanni
you could
mentioned
do it?
trying to see if the academy had something, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it was very brief. But that would also
Yeah.
involve going back to Mitros, right?
I can just walk on water, but not
Hmm.
breathe.
Hmm.
Breathe.
We definitely need breathe.
I could control water. I could part the water.
Oh,
Entire
you
ocean.
can make a sphere around us.
It depends on how deep it is. Of
Probably
course, it's only a 4th level spell. What does that mean? So I could cast it many times.
What are levels?
Well, some people have like broken down spellcasting into these arbitrary levels based on the amount
Thank you, Yanni.
of like energy and focus it takes to cast them. And
Really?
I'm kind of surprised because it's more of a like an academic, like philosophical discussion thing.
Mhm.
I didn't think that was something that outside of the academy really got discussed. So I'm curious to know where you learned about that. But yeah, it's
Estrella, I remember reading
no
this
idea.
book. Yeah, it is by someone named Dante Vance, and it really just went into the nine layers of spellcasting. Really describing it in a lot of detail.
Mhm.
I appreciate
that's really
so much about
interesting.
that name.
That was a good one.
I
That
appreciate
was a good one.
so much about that name.
So I can part water for 300 feet at a time.
Oh.
Pretty sure I can get access to a water breathing spell.
I will say I can already make myself breathe underwater.
And I
So
can
you're
turn into a
Holding your
crab.
breath does not count as breathing.
I will cast Alter Self again and give myself gills. And then immediately suffocate.
Quick, somebody knock her in the water.
Actually, I did think about what this would look like because I figured I'd have to use it eventually. But I don't know if I want to do it not in the water.
I think Yanni's suggestion is good. We should definitely get the spell for him to cast on us.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just
And
saying
Estrella,
if
you
it,
got
if it
back so
becomes
soon.
a limit thing, I'm covered.
But
Did
good
you
to know.
did you get the
Yeah.
diamond? By the way, you left and came back so quickly.
Oh.
Oh, I haven't left yet. I got sidetracked.
Mhm.
It'll be all right, Daphne. Just a few more minutes.
All right. With that, as you guys hurry about, Lyra, you head back to the festivities, and you see that Versi at this point is definitely having a drinking contest with Bullbug. As they're just going for drink for drink, Pascal kind of sees you and waves you over. So, that
Both.
was a bit of business.
Both of them.
Depends on who's the receiving end. As he looks at Bullbug.
Anyways, sorry, I got distracted as soon as I walked in here. What were you gonna
You
say?
are right. He kind of looks across you as you had not altered self again before. It's like kind of looks across your scars, kind of like just running his thumb across them. Are you okay?
Well, if you really cared, I died briefly, so
Oh. Out of
but
curiosity,
it's chill. It's fine.
did anything happen?
It was real quick. Did anything happen when I died?
Lyra, when you died for a second, you seem to fall, your soul descending down through the layers of Thylea. And you did fall down towards the Nether Sea, and you do remember seeing the hundreds of thousands of souls swimming in the ocean. It seemed like the entire place was just brimming with the souls of the dead. Almost like the souls build a second ocean. And it seemed to be teeming. But make me a perception check.
Oh, Oh, okay.
I would call it post-mortem, but I think that's just a mortem rule at that point. With a 17, Lyra. As your soul kind of descended down, it was hard to see, and your soul was immediately yanked back up. But you did see that the soul seemed to kind of coalesce, almost into like a massive ball. Imagine it like so many of millions of ants kind of coming up onto a mound in a spot within this vast ocean that is the Nether Sea. You couldn't quite make out what it was. And then you get yanked back up.
Like away from where I was, they were all just converging.
Yeah, it's almost like this massive teeming amount of souls was all pulling into a central spot. It's almost like it was like a sphere covering something, like a bunch of translucent ectoplasmic bodies piled on top of each other, kind of yearning and reaching and climbing on each other. But this was like miles away, so it was kind of hard to make out.
Alright.
Hey,
I mean, did it seem like they were trying to get something, or was it too far to
too
really?
far to tell with a 17? Too far to tell. Hey, are you alright? Seem to go a little distant there.
Well, it is the first time I've died, so.
Terrible bit of business. I'm glad you're
Like
back
it
with
to
us.
not happen again
Do you want
for
to
a
maybe
while.
take the or slower, easy? Maybe have a glass of wine and just enjoy some quiet.
I would love to, but I kind of have an important thing that I'm trying to do right now. Can I clock Mercy and see if she does have a diamond necklace?
She does. As it's just in a plunging V.
I actually, for the fate of one of our companions, do need to fuck Estrella's mom.
Even he's kind of like, I don't think those two are related, but definitely understand how dying makes you a bit more associated with wanting to embrace life. I mean, we may better take the drink away before she gets too far into it.
No, actually, that might be okay, because what I need you to do for me is I need you to take that necklace that she has. So I figure, mid.
Well,
You could probably
it wouldn't
just.
be like that. Do you know this?
I
is
don't know
not,
how
that's
it
not
works during Pride Month.
Nobody does this.
Some people do that.
Even Pascal kind of looks taken aback, like, next time I'll try it.
But yeah, I mean, I need that necklace. We currently don't have any diamonds with us.
Well, we better get to work then.
Also, Bullbug's invited.
As we switch back to the others, what do you guys all do with the evening in Astoria?
I try to sell the dragon glass.
Genuine dragon glass! Genuine dragon glass!
I love that, and I absolutely believe it.
Yeah, I might. I mean, I assume like the Temple of the Dragonlords has a library of some sort, right?
Depends on the topic, but they have some scripture, yeah.
I might go. I probably would have done this over the course of the 3 years anyway, but just go check what they've got on Nah, you know what? I changed my mind. I would not.
I would probably just get shit faced because it's been a day.
Brissa would like to find one of her Stormlords that probably came with her, and she's gonna embrace her anger. And she's going to say, "Find any people of the cult of Kentamani and just burn them." And then she will.
Yes, my queen.
She's a little upset about that one. And then
One
and
of
then
them
go back.
stops you. This tall woman. She's about 6'3", incredibly well muscled herself, but you can see her face is just covered in scars. As she approaches you, these just like deep, almost black eyes look at you, and she has this very short, like almost buzz cut on the sides, and then just kind of like upstanding hair. She kind of approaches you and it's like, "My queen, couldn't help but to notice when we came to try to help you that we saw two things that were of interest. This giant dragon. We heard reports that it belongs to Estrella, but the High Priestess has not been granted a dragon. And speaking of the High Priestess, how was she able to get past the shield? Need to know, we need to pass this on to Sidon. If we can get past the shield, we might be able to take Astoria for Lord Sidon.
I will be digging into both of these matters personally, so you do not have to worry about it.
No, my queen. And she drops to a knee, kind of bowing. This is my job. I am oathsworn to help you. Please let me investigate this.
I just told the others where I need you guys right now to go and find the cult of Kentamani.
And I will search this. But the consequences of getting Astoria are so much greater in this dragon.
I understand your concern. It is, but I understand your concern, and I will deal with it personally.
Of course, my queen. The hand will pay for what they did to you.
Thank you.
Of course, my queen.
We'll go back to drinking with Yanni.
I'll be sitting with Daphne's petrified kind of corpse, reading a book. Yeah, and I'll be talking to it too because I'm assuming it's like a coma. You know, this is just
reading to the statue.
Yep, exactly. I'll just be reading to it, just
Alrighty. Yeah. Time passes by. Gets into the evening, and Kyra returns. Back in her form that she had chosen for the wedding. She seems to be concerned and irate and equal measure. I'm sorry, Yanni. Tried to look all across the river, but nothing, no sign of her. Could sense her for a while, but then it was just a cold stop. I think she used magic to get away. What about Estrella?
Honestly,
did her magic work?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you saw some of it. Oh, the scry? No, the scry did not work.
What do you mean was awesome?
Huh?
What was awesome?
No, I said you saw some of it. Like you saw her bring back
sorry. Yes.
Lyra.
Alright. Rotis is safe. Daphne looks over. Arjun, she's like, ain't done. Captain Tuskloved.
She'll
would
be
not read that to Daphne.
She'll be good in the morning. I think we're just trying to get some diamond dust for Estrella to take care of it.
I can just steal something really quick right now. Can we just do this now?
No, there's no point because she's gonna take a while to bounce back anyway. So might as well just give her some. Yeah.
What's the next step? What's the plan? What are we doing next?
Well, I'm gonna have another bottle or 3 of wine,
Okay.
and assuming that I'm capable of functioning in the morning after that, I think we're gonna go back to Mitros and from there set off to try and find the PF.
Right. Okay. Right. I will stay up. I'm going to make sure nobody can get to you in this palace.
Cool.
And you can see, like, as she's saying that, her eyes are turning into the reptilian slits. And you can tell, like, this dragon is anger.
Oh, if anybody asks, you're Estrella's mount.
What?
That was the lie that was told when people were like, "Where'd that giant dragon come from?"
Whatever.
Somebody was
Sure.
like, "Oh, that's Estrella's dragon."
Sure.
So, I mean, obviously, while you're in this form, nobody will know the difference. But if you hear people talking about Estrella having a dragon, that's you.
Okay. That works. Whatever. As long as I suppose we can keep it secret. I better go talk to Estrella. Thanks, Yanni.
It's too bad you're not an invisible dragon, because that would be awesome.
No, can't do that.
Maybe I can do that. The invisible part, I can't do. Well,
You can?
actually, I did find this spell that kind of lets me take on some dragon traits, but still can't do what you do.
Oh, that's
I wouldn't
okay.
want
That sounds
to. I'd be
amazing.
stealing your thunder.
Regardless. Oh, that's
But not
okay.
your lightning, just your
No,
thunder.
no, being a dragon is awesome. You're not stealing my thunder. You're just joining the club. The cult of the dragon. We can make it a thing. Think about it.
Huh.
All right, I'm
You
gonna
just
go
gotta be
talk.
careful who you let into things like that, because sometimes they like.
Oh no, we keep it
lose
very
the path and-
exclusive. Very
Yeah.
exclusive.
Sometimes they like lose the path and end up like wanting the
Yanni,
dragons to be.
how much
dead
wine have you
and-
had so far?
I don't know, 4 or 5 bottles.
Okay, why don't you go
Cups,
to sleep?
cups, bottles, cups.
But
Which
it's
is which? I don't
just make
remember.
sure he gets to bed before you go. Okay?
Yeah, I could do that. It's fine.
As with that, Estrella, the curtain is kind of pulled back for the room that you're, staying at, and Kyra walks.
Estrella is pacing back and forth. She wouldn't do it. Not after I saved her life. No way. All she's got to do is go in there and say, "Hi, Versi. We need your necklace to save Daphne's life." And Versi will say, "I'm drunk and I like all the men. And sure, you can have that, whatever. No big deal." And she will walk out, and any moment she's going to come through that door and with the necklace, and we can save Daphne.
Hi.
Hi!
What
Hi!
is going
And
on?
she'll run up and hug her.
Oh, hey. Hi.
Kyra,
Just
right?
wanted to
Am I
check in
crazy?
on you.
This is Kyra, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure. Yes. Hi.
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 What is that all about? Because it sounds a little worrisome.
Oh, that? Yes. Well, that is, Lyra? Lyra, with the wings.
Died for her
Yeah.
once, yeah.
Right. Lyra decided that she wanted to sleep with Percy, my mom.
During Pride
anyway.
Month.
It's a hate crime. But anyway,
It is.
right. So that was before, though, I brought her back from death, and then healed her again. And Versi has a diamond necklace, And I was like, "Oh, Versi has a diamond necklace," and she was like, "Oh, well, I will go get it." So I was just talking it out in my head, because before I saved her life, I don't think she liked me very much, but now How could you not? I saved her life.
Right.
Right?
I think, and she kind of sits you down at the same time. I think there are a couple of things that we maybe have to unpack here. One, I mean,
Right.
your mother is a nymph and lives for a long time and can make her own decisions.
Uh-huh.
We do have to accept that in her partners that she may have had over a long period of time. Make me an insight check, Astrea.
I think I just passed my insight check.
17. No. Wait,
12.
12. Sorry. 12.
There's something she's hinting at, but you're kind of like just wrapped up in the moment with the emotion. So there's that. We have to separate that, of course, from the way that you might feel about that. And does it potentially upset you that Lyra would be sleeping with your mother?
Yes.
Okay, and you've made that clear to Lyra.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Oh boy. I tell you what, I'll go get this necklace. Okay? You don't even have to worry about it. It will be okay.
This reminds Estrella very much of when Kyra used to come to her when she was a little girl and tell her all of the secret stuff that Versi wouldn't let her do and take her out and show her all of the stuff. And Kyra gave her her first sip of alcohol when she wasn't supposed to have it and all the things. So...
Yeah, Kyra was there a lot. Especially, for a long time. Often.
So you'll go get the necklace, but listen, Lyra would not... I mean... I don't know what's taking her so long. You know, maybe that handsome devil she's with, you know? Maybe she's off with him again. Which would be kind of fucked up, you know, because Daphne is like... But maybe... I don't know.
It's okay. Leave it in my hands. I got this handled.
Okay.
You stop worrying, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Deep breath. You did amazing. You brought Lyra back. You're amazing. And you did that somehow.
No, you're
with
amazing.
Sidon's power.
You saved us all.
I
You
mean,
do that. What
I
did
was
you
a
do?
little late. I'm sorry. I was busy. Okay. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Busy. Busy doing what? She wouldn't have been doing anything bad. Estrella's pacing back and forth. So.
And we shift away from Astoria. From Tusk Love being read to Daphne. From Yane with his head on the table at this point. Bersa just grabbing the sides and splintering the wood part. Estrella walking actual rifts into the floor, worrying. As we fade to black from Astoria, we instead see the ocean. It washes up against a wooden trireme. You see the outstretched sails of white, blue, symbol of Sidon, the red lightning bolt stitched across. We see two towering forms stand amidst half a dozen or so others, sailors all around, centurions and soldiers, Sidon's armor. We see Gaius step up from behind the wheel. We are going to bring glory to Sidon this day. Together, my friends, we're going to obtain this Promethean fire, this curse that was sent from outside, and purify Thylea once more. Together. For Sidon! And all of the soldiers and the sailors, and even the two titans upon the ship. Sidon! One by one, they jump out of the ship. in the back of the ship, you can see Crane with the water for hair seemingly in a very calm side part. You can see multiple dragons circling above the ship. And it looks up and back down towards the dark waters this night. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. She pulls out a scroll and furls it. Okay, so Yanni taught me to do this. I can read this. Rasnet. And with that, we're calling it for this week's session of Flight of Thylea. Well done on that fight, y'all. Killed one of ya, petrified another, got 2 people unconscious. God damn.
Meh.
Woo! Alrighty. With that, as a reminder, we stream every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, aka 6 p.m. Pacific. So if you guys want to find out what happens next, tune in again next week. Don't forget to follow us right now, so you have that also as a notification when that happens. But we're going to be rating another stream really quick, so stay on there so we can make someone else's day, even just seeing the numbers go big. But as I try to find another stream, thoughts on how all of that went?
Well, I thought it was really cool when Estrella had her moment with the... I got chills. I actually got chills. And I actually got a little teary-eyed too, and I was like, Jesus fuck, David, why are you such a good storyteller? God damn it. But yeah, it was really, really good. It was really cool.
It was a beautiful description.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely fun, and it was...
Absolutely.
It's I think one of my favorite parts is character development over a long time. Just to see how people have changed and their characters, specifically. And it's just really fun to see characters take on different parts. Because Estrella, I think, has undergone the most transformation since day one. In a way. Everyone has changed a lot except Lyra. Since they joined.
She's just become a better liar.
Yeah. Better Lyra. But yeah, it's that stuff is always just fun to see. And yeah, you guys definitely go back to the archives on YouTube to Polyhedra TV. Because it's really cool to see Marissa kind of like take Estrella and stay true to her, even despite a lot of these changes from like being this country bumpkin who doesn't really know anything about the world to then becoming a high priestess of Sidon. And like even that arc was just really cool to watch. But now having kind of uncoupled herself from Sidon to fight Sidon. Yeah, it's gonna be a cool second half of Estrella's arc. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see it. Anyways, with that, I'm ready for that raid. We'll see you guys on the other side of this raid, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Bye.
Bye.